Hello and welcome to Pillars of Eternity. Definitely need to rest soon. How did I miss that last time?
I'll
Anyway,
stay out of sight.
still trying to get that flanking bonus on you. Critical damage. You know, if one of those masks actually gave me an intelligence bonus, I might have actually replaced the turban. As it stands right now, however, that's simply not gonna be the case. Athletics. Defense while stunned, okay. Eldritch aim, right. You know, let's craft some of those scrolls that I liked. Which one was it? I think it was here? No. It was moon something. There we go. Moon's well. 10 scrolls, that'd be great. There you go.
I will walk unseen.
If we need more topases, we can always purchase them, right? Now I'm gonna seek out secrets in here. And basically everywhere.
It.
Now I know you can't actually go across this thing. Giant skeleton ribcage. Yeah, if you didn't tell me what this was, I wasn't even gonna notice.
On the hunt.
Didn't have it. This door is sealed shut. Oh, great, so the door is locked. This is a bloody fortress. And that's the first time they said, yeah, you know, if we lock the door...
Somehow this place reminds me of a decaying deer carcass, which is making me hungry. I'll tinker with that. What could
Yeah,
go
I was
done?
thinking the same thing. A fine pistol, yeah. And some books. Definitely need to sell
Keep
quite
an
a lot
eye
of
out.
stuff. And we fall back. Are you,
Hey.
Go here. And then we all run. Yeah, run. Can't? Okay. Thinking of equipping this, but apparently wrong move. I want you to run, and you as well. Okay, go here. Need you to attack him. Cool. Help him with this one. No, this thing, thank you. Now that was good. Next. Make him fall. Itamak, go help him. this one as well. This one's next. Take them all down. Oh my lord. I'm not certain those gloves will stuck with that. I mean, if the gloves will
Yes?
stuck on this, swift strikes that is.
I'll stay out of sight.
Have to take a look. Oh, nice. Everyone here. Sagani
Ready, Watcher.
and Eder
Hey.
need you on the stairs here so that they will not be able to attack us.
I'm here. Got an arrow for this one. Absolutely. That one hit through.
How much more do you need from that weapon, by the way? 6. Okay, so 4 more damage from a flanked position. That's
Yes.
wonderful. Still in combat? Don't see why. Okay, just unequip that for now. Everyone here? Sagani?
I'm here.
Need you in? You're only one in the green, so well done this far. Come on, just one more enemy, okay?
My bow.
Good, everyone here, except you.
Right. Ready, Watcher. After him, Ichimak.
Anyway,
My bow's ready.
Guardian stands.
My bow's ready. Damn. Absolutely. I'm here.
Thank you. That should be enough, right? We have at least 28 might. Okay, that's weird. Incredibly weird.
I'll stay out of sight.
Maybe I can do that with potions and scrolls and stuff, but I'm going to run. Either I need you to stay there.
Sure.
Yeah?
Mike, he's yours. Do this. I'm gonna stop him from moving. Alright, arrow, take him.
Fear no one!
No? Of course you bloody miss. He's a better monk now, eh? That was a good kill.
Quiet.
Perfect location to rest. You stand at the precipice of a fissure. The time has torn into monument upon which the abbey stood. Whistling winds call out to the abbey's stand. From the depths of the cavernous, mouthful wails hinting at the great ascension from the edge into the darkness and the lonely space below. And encased in the centuries of rhyme, a gargantuan skeletal hand, awkwardly above the gap, its fingers are sprayed in a painted pose, eyes preserving the circumstances of the victim's death long after the flesh rotted away. With only the ominous moaning of the cavernous that disturbs of your thinking, you consider your options. Considering the span of the gap in the possession of the skeletal hand, you believe well-placed grappling hook would allow you to reach the other side, though positioning the hook may be tricky, as the winds are not so strong that they would endanger attempts to cross. With only the ominous moaning of the caverns disturbing your thinking, you consider your options. Yeah, I know.
On the hunt.
Sayeder, let's talk to you a little bit, shall we?
Yes?
So, let's see, what did you say we need for that? 14. Give you this. That's 16 now. 16. And no, crafting. Potion, maybe foods. That gives you 3 might. This will give you 5 will, 1 resolve, immunity to frightened, champion's boon on kill, which does 10 might, for 30 seconds, render target, champion's boon, 10 might, 25% chance for that. Even so, it will be only 26, we need 2 more. And as we know, those things actually do not stack. I am not certain. I could give you the dragon's meat, and once this thing activates, you can eat that. Do you have a scroll that can give you that? What was it called again? Champion's Boon. Valor. Gives you accuracy. Endurance and no defenses. That's a great scroll, by the way. Attack speed. No, that's not gonna work. Movement speed, endurance, damage reduction. Deflection until hit or critically hit. This is something I can give my monk at some point. Steel, jerky, intellect, perception, might. +1, it's not enough. Constitution. The farmer's spread. I still haven't seen anyone selling eggs. Precious commodity they are. Duke's own beef loaf. I guess craft one of those. We're gonna give it to you for now. You can wear my armor. So, how much does that make? With that boon, it's gonna be 26 and plus 2 more. Yeah, should be enough.
I'm here.
I will walk unseen.
Were there any secrets there?
The hunt.
Right, let's cast a grappling hook. The middle finger is large target. that sits in the midst of the buffering wind that threatens to blow the rope and the grappling hook off course. Whoever casts a grappling hook will need nimble fingers to ensure a good throw. Eder drags the grappling cautiously, waiting to release the rope during the lull in the gust of wind. During a quiet movement, Yliel swings the grappling back and begins to rock the weight forward for a toss. Just before the release, a blast of air erupts from the cavernous. Yliel flinches, standing in grapple, of course. It slams into a great skeletal ulna with a crackling sound that you can barely hear over the wind's hollow. Yliel quickly spows the rope back and depends to recover the grapple. Doesn't say that we lose it. Zhao, why don't you try? However, cast the grappling hook will need nimble fingers. Yeah, that didn't work as well. How about you? Travis? Well, that didn't work as well. Okay, so maybe it's a glitch, I don't know. What about this thing? An angry wind whistles in the twists around the frozen fingers of the giant skeletal hand. And what do we have here? Okay, underserved by the high winds above the mist, hides the depths of this chasm. Okay, cool. Giant skeletal leg. The Passage of Ondra, the House of Silence. Presence. Let's go with this one first. Wow.
Not a sound.
Very quietly go back.
Have a look at this.
Boots of Speed, another badge, eh? I might give them to you. Dexterity and lore.
Hey,
Amulet of Health. Did you kill him? No, he teleported. Okay, it's fine.
Something else.
Was that even blood possible? Anyway.
Zop.
Cool. How did you get there? Seriously, how did you get there? Go in and take her. Great on you. Attack this guy. Get out of here. Go slower, and you use that. What do you want with me? Would you please switch? Great.
Good shot with this.
Oh, come on! Can't be that dumb. How come they don't take any damage from my spell? We are basically the same class with the same abilities. Drink that. Need you to drink that as well. Will you? Great. Thanks for not listening to me, I mean... Did you drink it? Okay. Nothing weird there then.
Quietly now.
Except the game cheated somewhat. And then... I don't know what happened.
Zawa is ready.
You need
Hey.
to refill your bottles. May as well give you the other's one. I mean, he doesn't seem to want to drink them even when he's near death.
Hey.
Stay there, everyone. Where are you? Damn it. And this article,
I'll
just
take a look.
take a look if that's gonna work. By the way, she has broken ribs. Does that bring her might down? Constitution is down. Okay.
I can do that. All done.
Zawa
So
is
that
ready.
ability actually saved us here. Everyone run here.
I'm here.
Yes, Igani, I know, you can't see. Okay guys, everyone here.
My bow's ready.
Arcane Veil.
Hey,
Die!
hey.
Okay, paralyze him then. And you know, sure.
It's time to.
Really.
That didn't work. Need to try something else.
Definitely need to rest again now. A wave-crusted key. Big deal. Dexterity perception, that's a steal. Take that for now. Oh, another one.
Ready, Watcher. I'm here.
Sure. Okay, Tamak, go and help her.
Yeah?
You can keep fighting it. Go
Zawa.
help her as well.
Stand together! I'm here.
Okay. We stop missing. Okay, that didn't work, did it?
Quietly now. I'm here.
Well, with this thing I obviously can penetrate it with run, run. Keep running. The honor is yours.
Hey.
Where do you think you're going? Still alive, eh? Good. No, you're not going anywhere.
Do I sleep? Merely dream that I sleep.
Oh, great. Why are you so difficult, damn it? These massive coppery bone and crest under the ice seem to be part of the hips of the giant skeleton. Oh, okay. I'm glad you recognized it. I thought it was just a chunk of ice.
The hunt.
A giant skeleton hip.
I'll tinker with that. What could go wrong? All done.
Cool.
Here. I'm here. Got an arrow for this one.
Go get him.
Zawa is ready.
You as well. Go get this guy.
Look.
Nice. That was nice as well. Yeah, sure, take the key.
It.
No, not you, Sagani.
I'll take a look.
Merciless gaze.
Zawa is ready.
Speaking of ready, I need to create some potions. So, no, not this one. Major regeneration. A lot of endurance for a long time. There we go. Just because you can create these potions doesn't mean that the mechanic is good. Now I do prefer being able to create them, but it's simply
Stay
not
out of sight.
good enough.
Will walk unseen.
Ah.
Can you do okay, Sagani? You're the one with most health of us all, except Helvaris or whatever.
I'm on the trail.
Low tide cipher. Don't know what these guys are, so let's just ignore them for now.
Slow and silent.
Ring of deflection. I take that, thank you very much.
Ready, Watcher.
I'm on the trail.
Sealed shut this door is. Do I know you? Aimlessly this dwarf jerks his head to the side, as if looking for someone. The noise. No more. Goddess, what stirs? This man stares at the ground, his sunken eyes, devoid of spark. This woman drags her fingers on the wall, crinkling whatever her crackered nails scratch the stone. Heather? I need you to pick up that gun of yours.
Settle! Got an arrow for this one.
Die!
Good boy, Tumak. Good boy indeed. You alright, mate? You did take some pounds there.
Oh, do I sleep? Or do I merely dream that I sleep?
Okay, our potions are back to maximum. He should be fine. We can actually be a little bit more in trouble here. We have a hat that gives us might. Exception. Damage reduction, cool. Well, Dexterity, perception. This gives you mine. 3 of it, but per kill. You stop skipping 5. This one gives you 2 might. So if I switch those gloves for these ones, immunity to paralyze, 20% damage range guaranteed for 3 seconds. I don't know what that means. Anyway, before we rest, let's talk to Eder. How come the only people allowed in these animancy hearings are either fanatical or crooked? What's the base case scenario for someone like that? I was wondering about Iotas.
It makes 2 of us.
What's there to know about this one?
If you're looking to find religion, maybe you want to start with a god that hasn't been burned to dust, but I won't stop you. Aethys, he was a young man with a silver crown. Carried a candle around with him. Sounds like I'm giving a bad eulogy here.
He was a lot of different things, to different people, I guess. Rebirth, redemption, light. Out of the country, he's Goan, the farmer who helps all things past season, and people both. He watches over the weak, thus gone, sees imbalances made right. You could see why all the copperless rowdy around him might take a liking to someone like that. He was real popular here for a time. These days, you won't find too many worshippers of Iotas in the open. It is hard to know who still does in private and who's given up. Feels like I'm the last one sometimes. If that's the case, he deserves all the mourning. Do you still worship him?
In my way. I don't suppose he expects me to show up at his temple these days. Not much left to do for him other than keep his memory alive and keep hoping that he's just been playing a joke on all of us these past 15 years.
Yes, gods are known for playing pranks on people. That's why we love them so much. As far as I know, he hasn't said anything to anybody since Godhammer detonated. Why worship him then? Well, if it turns out he's not dead, I give up on him. I have betrayed my god twice. Even the god of redemption's gotta have a standard. I'd probably be reborn as a fat Amauza's horse. That's not really it though. Not at all. Guess it's more, I still believe in the things he believed in. I just hope his death doesn't mean the death of those things as well. Sometimes it looks like that way. Why do you choose to worship Iotas in the beginning?
Raised that way. My family's been Aothasian going way back. Suppose it wasn't much of a choice at first. Don't know for sure why my family started worshipping him. Probably because of Gon looking after folks like us.
Could just as well be that my ancestor did something so bad only Iotas could forgive them. It would explain a lot about where I got my less respectable traits. Did you only worship him because that's how you were raised?
Mm-mm. There was something I genuinely liked about Aethys. Always. Like he understood people better than the other gods. Knew all our flaws and weaknesses and accepted us for that. Folks are at their worst when they're afraid. A god like Aethys, he made you realize there was nothing to fear. Made you a better person.
Cool.
Of course, he goes away for a few years, and look what happens.
What made you think Weldon didn't speak to Iotas?
Was his actions. Not when he started his rebellion, and not even when he took over Rhaed Saris. was when he sent his armies into Deerwood.
Up to that point, he was sticking up for the people. That's what Eotas does, at least Khan's part of it. Those farmers were starving and the governments did nothing. Didn't even lift a finger. I figured if it wasn't Eotas himself, at least he had the right idea. But then he sent armies across the border, even crossed it himself in the end. Word was, he was chasing refugees that escaped the rebellion, wanted to punish them, and punish us for allowing them to live here. That's just didn't fit for me. Those are the deeds of a vengeful god, Skian, or Wedeka maybe. Or just a man who'd lost his sense. I still have trouble believing it, but there's no one left to ask. Tell me about the purges.
You sure you don't want to talk about something more pleasant? Like the War of Black Trees or the Legacy or something?
It is eye-opening seeing just how naked you are when you got no god to protect you. The Saints' War was hard times to be Dawoodian. People thought it was the end times. They'd talk big about how we were going to defeat a god. But I don't think there was a man from here to the White Marsh. Sure, but didn't think he was going to die. It does something to you, thinking you're going to die at someone else's hand. There is a range that comes indigenous. Imagine a whole country like that. Might have been the Code Morn that started it, down near the border. They let Woden march right on through. Rest of Dawood cursed their name. Still the end of the war. Some say it was Eortesians there that persuaded the town not to oppose the army. Others said it was just cowardice. It was like the Legacy that way. No one knew the real reason, so they just picked whichever one best suited what they wanted to believe. Either way, the town was burning before the first ashes of Eotas hit the ground, and it felt good to the people here, to be in control after being so helpless. So the fire spread, a lot of Ethiopians went the way of our god. There were claims from the Church of Margan that she'd actually commanded the purges. I found that hard to believe. Sounded to me like people doing what they wanted, wrapping in their ghosts around like a cloak. Then again, that's what I thought about Woden.
What's on your mind?
Tell me about yourself. Let's start with your brother.
Woden was, about everything you'd want your firstborn son to be. Dutiful, honest, put thought into everything he did. A real pain in my ass. Made me look bad about every way he could. It wasn't something he tried to do, but of course that just makes it worse. Not that he didn't get into trouble himself. He was just better about feeling guilty after. We used to have this farmer near us, Hereward. Couldn't stop talking about how well he cared for his chickens, how their feathers were the whitest in town. Convinced the butcher to pay him double what the other farmers got. Me and Woden got tired of hearing it. I was maybe 11, 12 at the time. We borrowed about 6 different dyes from the dyer one night. Dyed Hereward's chickens every color but white. Next morning, the butcher comes knocking, asking for 6 of his whitest chickens. We were feeling great, up until Hereward saw what we'd done. He just got on his knees and cried right there, all those colorful chickens around him not knowing what to make of it. I thought it served him right, but I could tell Woden had other thoughts. Sure enough, the next day, every one of those chickens had been scrubbed down. They weren't white, mind you, but Woden sure tried. Never said a word to me about it, but I knew. That was Woden.
Well, both of you were pranksters. He actually had a conscience, so I do respect your brother as well, mate.
My parents, they always let us be who we were. Never told me to be more like him or anything like that. Which was good, because I was never gonna.
Your family was amazing, wasn't it? Do you have them yet, still? Just my parents now. They took a ship back to Adir when the purges started, wanted me to go with them, but I didn't see things like they did. Been a long time since I've seen them. I really should visit, but for some reason I haven't much felt like leaving home. Good thing they chased me out, or I might have never left. Did the people of the Gilded Vale really try to kill you?
They, they did. It was strange timing, because we just won the war. They celebrated when I came home. There was music and dancing. Trumbull used half his grain making this big honey cake. I still dream about that cake. Like having the best lover of your life, but only for one night. And they were all sorry to hear about my brother. It took a while for word of the purges to reach us. Aethasians being murdered in the streets. Cold Morn and the like. No way would they let something like that happen in Gilded Vale. That's what they all said. But the weeks went by and the purges spread. Pretty soon they weren't so sure my brother fought for Deerwood. And they weren't so sure I did. Caught me by surprise after all the celebrating. Should have seen it coming after the tailor said he was gonna fit me for some new clothes, but then all he wanted was my neck measurement.
Sure. Is that even true?
Nah, not that last part. But you had to think about it. Says a lot about the place I've been calling home all these years.
Why did you stay in that town for so long then?
Well, I'm sure my parents are still wondering the same thing. The Aethasian purges were like this madness had come over the town, like a disease. Seems like when you see something like that, your instinct is to wait for it to pass, even when you know it probably won't.
Okay.
The family whose farm I worked on, they had a little hollow-born girl. And they heard the Animancers had this cure, salvation it was called. They went running.
We know about salvation, do we not?
This salvation, they were putting animal souls in children. You might have heard about it. Giving them enough personality to care for themselves. You can guess how that turned out. Matter of time, the children broke down. Became wild things. Monsters.
Yes, I read about that. They became wicks.
Anyway, these farmers put their family dog's soul in their little girl. For a while, the girl, she's making eye contact, she's feeding herself, albeit in a kind of messy way. Then one day she snaps. They found her gnawing on her brother's bones. Had to chain her up, put her in a cow pen. Well, the mother, she wouldn't have anything to do with the girl after that. But the father, he'd visit every day. Feed her chickens, toss water on her once in a while to get the dirt off. Most of the village, they'd whisper about him. Poor man, they'd say, sick with grief. He was just waiting for his daughter to look up one day and recognize her papa. He was waiting for her to get better. Didn't understand that at the time, of course, but these days I think about him a lot.
He shakes his head, and his eyes narrow, contemplative. What did you do before this?
Oh, other than the war, I never strayed too far from where you found me. Farming, mostly. I was never much for cities. Never learned a trade. In my younger days, I thought I was going to go preach the word of Aethys. Just in our temple there. My parents encouraged it. I made so much trouble for them growing up. They used to say it'd be best if I got in good with the God of Redemption. Of course, us blowing him up probably didn't help my chances there. But if anybody'd forgive you for blowing him up, it'd be Aethys.
Yeah, of course they will.
What's on your mind?
Let's keep moving. Okay, I say let's rest. Alot was able to successfully reach the rabble-rousers and warn them in time for their escape. Lord Bearward's land lie abandoned, but no blood has been shed. Cool. Anyway, I totally forgot to take my helmets out of here. Well, maybe next time. So, thank you all for joining me, and I'm gonna see you then. Goodbye.